September 6, 2007. 4 Israeli F-16 fighter jets crossed into Syrian airspace, carrying 2,000-pound bunker buster bombs. Syria had one of the most sophisticated air defense networks in the Middle East. Russian S-300 missiles, advanced radar systems, MiG-29 interceptors on alert. But on this night, Syria's entire military went blind. The jets reached their target undetected, obliterated a secret nuclear reactor in 90 seconds and vanished. Syria never fired a single shot. Israel never said a word. This is the story of the most secretive air strike in modern history, Operation Orchard. It began 6 months earlier, in March 2007. Israeli intelligence, the Mossad, received a tip about unusual activity in the Syrian desert, near a town called Al-Kabar. Satellite images showed construction of a large building with a strange design. It had no external cooling towers, no power lines connecting to the national grid, and suspiciously heavy security for what Syria claimed was a military research facility. Then Mossad operatives broke into a Syrian official's hotel room in Vienna and copied his laptop. What they found shocked them: photographs of a nuclear reactor being built with North Korean assistance. Israel faced a critical decision. Syria was building a plutonium-producing reactor capable of creating nuclear weapons, with help from North Korea. If it became operational, the Middle East balance of power would shift overnight. Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Olmert had 3 options: diplomacy, special forces ground raid, or airstrike. Diplomacy meant trusting Syria to stop impossible. A ground raid risked Israeli casualties and international incident. That left one choice: destroy it from the air. But Syria's Russian-made air defense system was formidable. Any conventional strike would be detected, and Israeli jets would be shot down. They needed to do the impossible, make their F-16s invisible. Shortly after midnight on September 6, 2007, the mission launched. 10 aircraft took off from Israeli air bases, 4 F-16I Sufa fighter bombers carrying the bombs, 2 F-15I RAM fighters for air superiority, and supporting aircraft, including electronic warfare platforms. They flew north toward the Syrian border at low altitude, skimming the terrain to avoid radar. As they approached Syrian airspace, the electronic warfare officers activated a classified system called Suitor, an American-made cyber weapon that could hack into enemy radar networks. In an instant, Syria's entire air defense system stopped seeing reality and started seeing what Israel wanted them to see: nothing. The Israeli jets penetrated deep into Syrian territory, completely undetected. Syrian MiG-29s sat on their runways, pilots unaware that enemy aircraft were overhead. Surface-to-air missile batteries remained silent, their radars showing clear skies. At 12:42 a.m., the F-16s reached Al-Kabar. The pilots acquired their target visually, a large concrete building glowing in their infrared targeting pods. They armed their weapons. 17 GBU, 39 bunker buster bombs, each guided by GPS and laser, fell toward the reactor. The Syrian guards at the facility had 40 seconds to live, and they had no idea what was coming. The reactor was gone, vaporized in 90 seconds. But the mission wasn't over. The Israeli jets had to escape Syrian airspace before the enemy realized what had happened. As the pilots turned toward home, Syrian air defense finally began to respond. Radar operators noticed strange anomalies. MiG-29 interceptors scrambled from their bases. Surface-to-air missile batteries went to high alert. But by the time Syria understood they were under attack, the Israeli jets were already crossing back into friendly airspace. Not a single shot had been fired at them. They had pulled off the impossible. And then nothing. Israel said absolutely nothing. Prime Minister Olmert ordered a total media blackout. When questioned, Israeli officials gave no comment. But the silence from Syria was even more shocking. President Bashar al-Assad never acknowledged the attack. Syria claimed the explosions were from an ammunition depot accident. Why? Because admitting the truth meant admitting they had a secret nuclear program in violation of international law, and that their air defenses had failed completely. For 6 months, the world had no idea that Israel had just prevented a nuclear Middle East. Only in April 2008 did U.S. intelligence finally confirm what happened. Israel had destroyed Syria's nuclear ambitions in one perfect strike. Operation Orchard proved that even in an age of advanced air defenses, a well-planned strike with the right technology could achieve total surprise. The Sutter electronic warfare system had rendered Syria's billion-dollar Russian air defense network completely useless. The mission became a blueprint for modern air warfare, cyber attacks, combined with precision strikes. Israel never officially confirmed the operation, but in 2018, they finally released some details, 11 years after the fact. The message was clear. Israel will not allow nuclear weapons in hostile hands, no matter the risk. The reactor that could have changed the Middle East forever was reduced to rubble in 90 seconds. And for 6 months, the world never knew it had been saved from a nuclear crisis. In the desert of eastern Syria, there's a crater where a nuclear reactor used to stand. It's a reminder that in modern warfare, the most successful operations are the ones no one hears about, until it's far too late to stop them. This was Operation Orchard, the mission that prevented a nuclear Middle East, executed in perfect silence.